Hello and good morning from Ubud, and good evening to all of you guys on the West Coast. This video feels like a little bit vulnerable. I'm gonna actually, that's my commitment to you, is to be as honest and real as possible today. And basically, one of the things that I have long been, so just to lay the groundwork if you're new here, I'm a business coach, and everyone, actually even anyone who knows me and has seen my work before is every once in a while people will think that they know what I do and that they're like, oh yeah, she's a life coach. And I'm like, no, I'm definitely a business coach, because I work specifically with creatives and those who have a message or a calling coming through. And basically last year, 2 years ago, I don't even know when, but I started using the title Transformational Business Coach because it just landed a little bit clearer in terms of what I do. Because yes, I'm a business coach. I focus on people who have businesses, entrepreneurs, but the transformational piece is really, really, really big. And I had this moment, I kind of like journaled out this big thing recently, and any of you guys have been watching my, I'm getting there to this Eureka moment, just be patient with me, which is basically I had, what was I going to say? Oh, just that recently I've done a few Facebook Lives, and random, that was a call that just tried to come in. You've seen me do one that is about like my resistance to marketing. I've actually done a few on my resistance to marketing, even though I've done marketing for so long. I'm kind of a natural marketer, and there's some part of me that loves it, but there's a huge part of me that just has this like love-hate with marketing and with Facebook, and which I'm not alone on that one lately. So I've definitely posted about my resistance to that. And also, if you've been following me for any length of time, you know that I'm not the kind of coach that lauds about 6 and 7 figures and making more money. It's just, that's not what my heart gets excited about. And while yes, I care about making money and I care about my clients making money, like the big truth of it that just came through so clearly for me recently was that I actually don't care about your business. Like, I'm a business coach. I don't care about your business. I mean, like I said, yes, I care about, really what I care about is I care about who you're serving. But most importantly, above all else, my work and what I'm super passionate about is you at the center of your business, is you and your own personal transformation. So as a business owner who is running this business, as an entrepreneur, as this big idea thinker, as this, spiritual, mystical, amazing being that you are, the essence of who you are at the center and the core of your business, that is what I care about. And diving a little bit deeper, more than anything, what I care about is you stepping so fully into your own truth. You stepping like unapologetically into your own truth and the truth of your being, for you to just be waving your freak flag, being fully who you are. And that's a lot easier said than done, because what I see time and time again, and this is actually this is where I could seriously get almost cry, because I see this, and this is what I've been so deep diving on in my work, in my own personal transformation, is that, and I guess really my calling more than anything is to, I can't believe I'm getting so teary, is to help liberate people from their own prisons, right? From these ways that you play small, or you are living in this illusion that your gifts and your skills and your talent and all of your being, all of your experience that has brought you to this moment with these ideas coming through you in these ways that you're able to serve and support other people and transform their lives, I want you to be doing that in the biggest and best, most amazing way possible. That has nothing to do with your business. It has everything to do with who you are, how much you're getting out of your own way. And the piece of what I'm feeling really called to do, because I've seen it, I've worked with hundreds and thousands of people, that what I see over and over again is ultimately what holds us back is the traumas that we've had in our lives. These traumas and whether you call it a trauma, but it's essentially the pieces and parts of your history that have scarred you enough to make you feel like you are not enough or inadequate or not smart enough, or that nobody's gonna love you if you're fully who you are. That is heartbreaking to me, because you have so much to share. You have so much to share in this life, and the people that I work with, these amazing beings that I work with all the time, that when I see the brilliant work that they're bringing into this world, that there's this small part of them that's do you really think that I could do this? And I'm yes. Not only do I think you can do this, but you must. You have literally been, this is knocking on your door. It's not knocking on my door. It's knocking on your door, and it's coming through you. So truly, what a disservice you would be doing to the whole universe, right? This is your life path. You've arrived, and it doesn't mean that it's not going to evolve and shift and grow, but I genuinely believe that we are given these callings and given these invitations to not only further our own evolution, but to be a part of this. I mean, we are in the midst of this epic paradigm shift right now on the planet and within our own emotional awareness, our own emotional intelligence, and it's awesome. I mean, it's incredibly powerful to recognize that you are being called upon to, and this is the thing, you're being called upon to bring your genius into the world, to bring your light into the world for all the people that you impact, for all the people that you have the opportunity of touching and impacting and benefiting and helping transform or make them feel better or make them be, whatever it is that your service is in this world, but for you to be fully of service. And what that requires is that you get yourself out of the way. And what I mean by that, this doesn't mean that we're literally moving any part of you. It's actually, more than anything, it's about getting out of the way anything that's blocking you from being fully the fullest expression of your truth, the fullest expression of what you have to offer here on this planet right now, right? And so for all of the bullshit illusion stories that you have that are telling you that you're not good enough, or that you're not ready, or that nobody's going to like it, or that so-and-so that you knew 20 years ago is going to judge you, it's not worth it. And it's just not as important. And so one of the things that it's not as important is you totally stepping into your truth and really honoring this gift that's coming through you, right? This way that you are here to serve the world. I want more than anything for you just to be unapologetically showing up, unapologetically, literally stop apologizing, stop playing small. And the biggest one that I see that happens all the time, and this is why I'm today I'm just I don't care about your business. You know why? Because people who are caring about business and the people who are all about your business needs this and your business needs that, it's all the how. It's all the how of business that is so, I think, very deceptive, and actually most of the time derails you off of your true purpose of serving. Because when you get caught up in the how and you follow these steps, there's this incessant searching outside of yourself. Like, you need to figure this out, right? You need to figure it out. You need to find the thing that's going to help make the trick. And it's all searching outside of yourself for this magic trick, this solution that all the time I hear it. People all the time come back to me and that they followed some big, elaborate, step-by-step thing that had all these guarantees, do it my way, and it didn't frickin' work. And guess what you're left at the end of all of those things? You can do this step-by-step process, you can do this step-by-step process, but what is left underneath all of that when you are done at the end of the day is you and your relationship with yourself, with your spirit, with your own confidence, with your own ability to have the inner strength. And so, I talk about this a lot, which is like there's outsourcing, which is great in business. I'm a big fan of like hiring some people on your team, but that it's coming back to insourcing to your own truth and your own knowing. This is what I work on with my clients all the time. Is first and foremost, one of the biggest things that I do is create a really safe space, a really sacred space, and a safe space for all these vulnerable feelings, the stuff that we are usually covering up because we're like, oh, totally, I know how to do this business thing, and yep, these are what I'm shooting for, right? But we're like emotional, spiritual beings. Like, we're here having this come through all of our experience. It's coming into play regardless, right? Because actually business is relationships. And the number one relationship that you have in your business is with yourself. Your own ability to come back to your truth, to speak your truth, even if that means that the truth is that somebody crossed your boundaries and it didn't feel good, right? Or your truth is that you need to set a boundary and other people aren't going to like it, right? That all requires you to know yourself well enough to know where to put up those boundaries, how to manage those expectations, and when things are tough, how do you manage that? Like, your relationship with yourself, to be able to manage your stress, your anxiety, to be able to speak up for what you need so that you can call in the support, so that you can bring in others who can help you, but for you to strengthen this muscle within you of your own inner guidance. This is the work I do with my clients, which is that I call it guiding you to the wisdom of your own truth. Because so often we're outsourcing our truth. We're outsourcing permission, we're outsourcing approval, we're outsourcing the solutions. Like, because it's all coming from this place of, I don't know, what if I'm not good enough? But what could happen, and this is like what I see all the time, this is the transformation literally that I do with my clients all the time, and it just is amazing because they are lit up, I'm lit up in service of being able to just basically help switch these lights on to shine even brighter in this world. But that when you are fully living in your truth, when you're speaking up your truth, when you have that, like, this is the biggest thing, is like when you have that alignment. This is the thing, like when you're outsourcing and you're trying to do somebody else's plan or somebody else's like best steps or whatever, or even if you're just consuming, right? Have you ever been in that place where you're just consuming more than you're creating, whether that be, on just too much Facebook, which like makes you sick to your stomach after a while. Like, that feeling, right? Where if you are outside of your body too long and you're looking at what other people are doing, it starts to not feel good. And so I actually I'm all about like doubling down on being in your body. The work I do is very embodied. It's body-centered coaching. I'm a big leap coach through the Hendricks, and all that training is very, very body-centered because I am so this is so key for us to integrate all of this, not just the how, not just the like, let's figure it out, let's do the best way, the smartest way, the fastest way, the most efficient, let's make 6 or 7 figures. It's your whole being. And actually, you've heard me talk about this on the rant about the marketing, which is that it's so key for you to be tapped into your authentic truth now more than ever, because people are sniffing out this bullshit. They know if it feels real or if it doesn't, right? So you being totally aligned with your own truth and you're speaking up on behalf of your own truth is crucial. Where everything is going right now, you absolutely cannot not be connected to your truth, especially if you're in this line of work where it's about relationships and you wanting to be like truly authentic. I want you to be living in your most authentic self and shining and sharing your most authentic self with the world. Because, and you guys know this to be true, I mean, I would love some loves and likes if this is hitting home for you. You know this to be true, that when you see someone else living and speaking up their authentic truth, I mean, this is who we're following and who we are loving these days, are the people who guide the way for us in this regard, right? The people that are living their truth so unapologetically and so boldly and so beautifully that you are inspired to also do that. That it sparks off. It actually, what's really, really happening is that it's even reflecting and reminding some part in you. It may even trigger you, actually, right? You may see some people that you're following that it's actually a trigger for you because you're like, how dare she, right? And all that is that it's triggering some shadow part of you that it wants to be discovered, that wants to get looked at. But because it's in the shadows, and we keep these things in the shadows to keep us safe, that it instead gets a trigger. It gets this opposite thing where we want to like judge that person, or we want to make them bad for it, because your shadow, your ego that's trying to keep that part hidden is doing it because it thinks it's protecting you. It's doing it because it thinks it's keeping you safe by not letting it out, right? Not letting it be so bold, because what if people don't like you? Not letting it be so bold to follow your heart, because what if that means that you try to do this other thing and then it doesn't work and then you don't make any money? But none of that is true. And like, we never know. All these like what ifs and these gremlins that want to paint these like worst case scenarios, they're like freaking masters at it, right? So it's essentially like, what are you listening to, right? What are you devoted to? What are you committed to? Are you committed to listening to those gremlins and the parts of you that are telling you that you can't do it or that you're not good enough? It's just like, it's illusion. It's absolutely not true. And one of the biggest invitations I have for you is for you to do the work on yourself. And whether that be with a coach like me, I would love to talk to you about that, because I love doing this work so much. To me, it's transformational. The people that I work with and the people that I have worked with, there's another way that I say it, which is like embodied leadership, right? When you have this mind and body and heart and spirit all working together as one in this like beautiful integrated space, you're aligned, you're clear, you're speaking up on behalf of your truth, you are in relationship with both your creative, wisdom that's pouring through you, your ideas, and you're not putting a block on them. You're not getting in your own way. You're not putting a big, huge, it's like a anchor or something when you're not looking and doing this like shadow work of like, what's not working? What is this stuff that's like holding you back and keeping you small? Let's open this window for a little air. So, yeah, ultimately, that's my biggest call for you. And kind of just to summarize, which is that, like, yes, I care. I get really excited. This is the fun work, is that when you're in business and you have actually like listened to your truth and you are really going for it. I mean, inevitably there's going to be times that you hit a wall, right? It's what I call like your learning edge. You hit this learning edge and it requires you to step out of your comfort zone. There's some part of you that feels like you don't know how, or that you can't do this, or you can't handle it, or you're going to disappoint someone, or you're going to let somebody down, right? Whatever that may be for you, but basically you'll always be hitting these learning edges and these times that you are really wondering if you're even going to be able to do it. And whether that be like in the beginning of your business, before you even let it out and let it come through, which is crucial, and a lot of people don't even get past that point, right? There's so many people, and this is honestly like, this is what brings me to tears. It's absolutely heartbreaking for me to see how many people never even launch their ideas, never even step into their truth enough to share these gifts with the world. And I genuinely believe, like, this is what you're here. It's like I said, it's knocking on your door for a reason. And if you're not listening to that, allowing it to come through, I firmly believe you're not doing your part, right? It's this is calling upon you to let this come through. Don't shy away from this. Like, you are strong enough and powerful enough. You have it within you. It's all the stories and the gremlins that are wanting to make you think that you cannot do this, but it's not true. You may, however, have just been so lit up and you cruise through that part. Next thing you know, it's launched and it's got all this business, and then you all of a sudden hit your learning edge there, which is either you have to bring on help. This is a really big one. This is why I did a whole Facebook Live recently about hiring. A lot of people get really stuck there because while they had all this strength within themselves to do it, and they were like, I'm going to just figure it all out on my own and do it all on their own, like total lone wolf style, as soon as it comes into actually asking for help and receiving support or relying on other people and trusting other people, that's their learning edge. And so they get really stuck and tripped up on that piece. So I love helping people scale. Like, that's when, to me, all these like unbirthed, unexpressed, beautiful ideas and ways that you can serve the world. The fun part is when we can actually start helping you scale and grow that, right? When we can actually help you start bringing on a team and creating that culture and learning all the many things that there is to learn in management, which is like, it's like one of the greatest teachers on earth. It's phenomenal. It's because it's relationships. It comes back to relationships. It's relationship with yourself. Again, being able to know yourself well enough to speak up on behalf of your own needs, making those clear requests, not getting tangled in all the stuff that honestly always comes back to the work that you either have healed or not from your young traumas as a child. I mean, it's crazy. It all comes back to that. So much of my work, like, yes, I'm a business coach, but I had an amazing mentor for like 10 years who I always kind of say, like, I essentially feel like I have more of her style, which is really more of a therapy style. There's some coaches that are all just about like the facts and they don't want to go into story, but here's what I know to be true, and this is where I have voice dialogue and persona work that we bring in, and again, like with the Hendricks training that I have and all the body-centered stuff, is like, it has to be integrated. It's holistic. It's very much about your personal growth and your spiritual growth. It's about you knowing what's going on with like inner child stuff, and where are these reactions coming from? Where are these fierce convictions coming from that have you holding on so tight to something that's not serving you that you're not able to actually release and get to the next evolution in your business, right? And you might get there eventually. It might, most likely you might get there eventually if you keep following your truth and your path. But a lot of times what the benefit of working with a coach like me or someone else in your life is to be able to actually get there faster, because often we can't see the forest from the trees on our own. I need this support just as well, especially if you are someone who channels and you've got this wisdom coming through you. I mean, that's half of my challenge and battle sometimes, is that because I am channeling so much through and I'm creating so much, sometimes I can't see the forest from the trees in my own stuff. Like, literally one of my Eureka moment recently was the fact that it feels like so edgy for me to tell you that I don't care about your business, because I'm more, I care so much more about you at the individual of your business. But the thing is that what's funny to me is if I actually reverse engineer everything in the ways that I have been being, if I look at my website and everything, I'm like, oh, I have been speaking in this. Like, you cannot help really, truly, like, being fully who you are. But it is crazy how often we spend so much energy denying it or questioning it, or square peg round hole, because we think that people want this, we think this is the only way it's going to work. But if you look at some of the things that you've been really interested in lately, especially now, because so many things have been done, right? We're so tired. The things that catch your eye are those who are being willing to be brave enough and strong enough to go within them, go, this might sound crazy, this might sound totally off, but this is what's coming through me and what I know to be true, and they are brave enough to just come out there with their full truth and say it. So if you're somebody right now, and believe you me, I have worked with some of the biggest badasses in the business, like best-selling authors who are phenomenal, like psychologists, truly just some really, truly incredible people that are complete badasses. I mean, including myself, right? Like total badass in some areas. And then there's other areas where I have this like crazy insecurity that I've had to work through, or these major things that have come up that have shown me parts of my shadow that I have to work through. So nobody is exempt here. There's nothing to be ashamed of, but I will tell you that it is paramount if you are an entrepreneur, if you are a small business owner, if you have a beautiful gift coming through you, that you are creating this really strong relationship with yourself and your own truth and your alignment, to stop searching outside of yourself for the answers, but to get the kind of support with someone like me that's not going to tell you that you're doing it wrong or that you don't know how to do it right or that you have to follow my steps to do it right, any of that. But actually what I want to do is like strengthen your own connection with yourself, help you like fully blossom, basically just shine brighter, which allows you to be a better leader, which allows you to be a better partner, allows you to actually have more joy in your life. It is life-changing. The people that I've worked with and the ways that it's like a foundation, right? You have to have a strong foundation. So if you're constantly outsourcing, it's like you're leaping off of this foundation, and ultimately, we need to create this strong foundation so that no matter what, you can come back into this truth and this knowing of who you are and know that you've got your own back, right? You don't have to hope that anyone else is going to give you approval or say it's okay, because there's going to be ups and downs, right? But that how you show up for yourself in particular, and then also, for your business or for your team or just on behalf of these big ideas, to get yourself out of your own way to really do what you're here to do on this earth. That is my call to you, and it's actually what this upcoming book is all about that I'm writing about. So I'm feeling really on fire, and I also have a program coming out soon that I'll be sharing with you guys. But thank you guys for listening to my confession. It's very much in alignment, I know already, with like who I have been, but it's kind of a weird thing to be a business coach and say, I don't care about your business. I care about who you're serving in the world, and I care about you at the center and the core of all that you're doing. You, the individual, at the center of your business, and really in your heart, in your mind, in your soul, all of your alignment, for you to be so clear on who you are and how you're here to serve, and allow that to come through. If this has been helpful, thank you so much for watching. Give me some likes and some love, just so I know you're here. I love comments too. It's great to see some names on here that I recognize. Jen and Neil, so awesome to see you. And just totally here to answer any questions. And like I said, I want you so much to act on behalf of what is true for you, to do this work. Like, it is the best investment that you can make in yourself. And so anything that I can do to help you in that way, just reach out and let me know. Loud motorcycle. And I hope you have a wonderful evening or day wherever you are. Lots of love.